Welcome to Three Geeks Reviews, Blacklist, Season 3, Episode 1. So, it's kind of interesting how this one starts off. It kind of brings you back into a different world, because the Season 2, let me start this. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Season 2. Definitely do not continue watching if you haven't seen Season 2, because it's very pivotal, the ending, to begin talking about this episode. So at the end of Season 2, you essentially realize that she's been set up, Agent Keen, as a spy for Russia by the Cabal. So that's kind of where this one kind of kicks off, is her, after her escape, what are they going to do? So Reddington picks her up, and that's kind of where it goes at this point. And it's interesting because you see it breaks the model of what it's usually done. I'm kind of interested to see if it's going to continue for the rest of the season, which is, it used to be the criminal of the week, right? The blacklister that they were busting for Reddington's benefit. Now it kind of seems like that might not be the way they're going. And it's kind of interesting to see the characters in different roles. But to kind of go over this episode briefly, essentially the task force is destroyed. They are now just on a manhunt for, or I guess woman hunt at this point, Agent Keen and Raymond Reddington, though I'm pretty sure Keen is their top priority at this point. So during the episode, they're actually, Keen and Reddington are hiding away in a DC safe house underneath, but they end up getting busted out of there because the sister of the person who was helping Ray basically called into the FBI tip office, and so they had to escape. And they're using who they call the troll farmer. Basically, this guy who uses social media to make people disappear or create events to go away. And so they have to go and they have to make that happen much sooner. So essentially, I'm just going to talk about this main storyline initially, and then I'll go to the side plots that happened. And so they finally get to that guy. They actually go and he covers them up, manages to get Reddington out. Unfortunately, the police then realize that Reddington is setting all this up. So at this point, she is not able to escape. So essentially, she makes a plan. You don't know what it is until the end of the episode, and you see her hopping into basically the Russian embassy to try and claim that she truly is this Russian spy working for Russia, for the FSB. That's going to be very interesting to kind of see where they go with that. A couple side plots in this is the Cabal seems to be infighting. I don't remember if they actually said the guy's name, but it's basically, the black actor that was, the guy who could absorb powers in X-Men First Class. I can't remember his name in that movie either, or even what his character. But anyways, he's an interesting character. They bring him in, and the first thing you do is you see him kidnap some some woman's baby. And you have no idea what's going on. He just asked to speak to her father. The next scene you see him in, he is threatening the director that the Cabal wants to get rid of him because he went out and decided to talk to, that's the piece I'm missing, that Reddington revealed all that to the news, right? And so the news is now reporting on this, that probably she's not truly a spy and that there's some Cabal that's secretly running the world. And so the director goes out and speaks about that and says that, why would you believe any of this? And then says Reddington and Keen are behind all of this. But anyway, so that, coming back to the black guy, he's basically threatening the director, saying, we're only allowing you to breathe, which is going to be an interesting storyline to watch from here on out, as well as you find out the father of the woman, basically the grandfather of that daughter that got kidnapped, is Dembe. And it's interesting because he basically blackmails Dembe into inhaling God knows what. I'm assuming it's a nerve agent. I'm assuming it's some agent, so that way they can get leverage over Reddington. So that's also going to be interesting. So you've got some really interesting subplots going on between Dembe and kind of how the leverage is going to work on Reddington. What Keen, not even a subplot, the director, what that's going to happen there. You've got the characters throughout the show kind of actually being torn. I mean, it's definitely season 2 was good. I would say overall it was like a 7.5. But right now, the way they're starting off this one, it's much more character driven, because I think they're getting rid of Criminal of the Week. They realize they kind of need to delve into some of these characters. Like, you're starting to see a Rom very divided. Like, he doesn't believe King did all this, but he is forced to, follow orders. And then you've got Wrestler, who basically let her go, feels bad that she killed the Attorney General. And you've got Cooper, who's still not sure of what to believe. I mean, he knows why she did what she did, but he doesn't know where to go from here. So it's definitely going to be a great season so far. I'll say that. The first episode gets an 8 out of 10 for me. I can't go higher than that at this point, simply because it was really good, but I need to see 2 episodes kind of to gauge if I'm shooting this one a little low. I wanted to lean towards a 9, but I need to give it some chance, a room to grow is what I would say. But it's definitely worth checking out. If you loved the first seasons, it's definitely worth it. If you've made it this far and you haven't seen any of Blacklist, you definitely need to start watching, because I spoiled it all. But it's definitely a show worth watching. It's definitely entertaining. The week-to-week isn't always there. It's gotten stronger in more recent years. So it just depends. If you like that Criminal of the Week kind of thing, it's a good way to start off the show. And then as they go, they start to get to that undertone of everything that's going on. And you still don't know what Reddington is to King. And on that note, I'll sign off. Again, check us out. We've got a few other casts. Tomorrow I'll actually be doing Sports Nerds at around 7:30 with the guys. And next week we'll be doing our usual 3 Geeks, episode number 6, I believe, at this point. So check us out there, as well as check us out at 3geeks.ninja, so that way you can check us out on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you all for joining me. Have a good night.